welcome to Duncan Talks Arsenal, and today I was thinking about, well, we don't have a game for the next 2 weeks. Of course, our games are the teams around us have some games, whether that's in the FA Cup or the league, but we don't. We don't have a game for 2 weeks, and our next game is Manchester City, and then we have Champions League again against Bayern. So yeah, a really tough group of fixtures coming up. But I was thinking, let's just take a quick look at the squad and see what everything is worth. I'm naming prices, but as you obviously know, the market is insane right now. Every player goes for 100 million. Every club for the next talent wants 100 million. So don't take these prices too literally. I think I will give a, no, I don't think, but I will give a estimated value about what I think the player is worth. Instead of what's standing there, we'll say both. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you think about the real prices of the players and what you see our players going for. If we would ever sell one of our star players, which I don't want to, because I think every player in our team right now is young and really valuable, and I wouldn't mind keeping them for the next 10 years. But let me know in the comments, and let's just jump straight into the prices. So I've written it down real quick because I can't really remember every price in my head. But our squad estimated value, which I think is it's really high. Don't get me wrong at all, but the prices I'm about to name of the players make it sound really low. Well, it's actually really high, so I think it's way more than 1.13 billion, which is set here. I think it's way more, but I will talk about that later. Our squad is actually the third most valuable next to Man City and Real Madrid. Of course, if you look at those teams, they'll have a massive players as well, who's go for large amounts of money. And our most valuable player actually is Ødegaard. Ødegaard, behind Bellingham and Haaland, is the third most valuable player in the world. Yeah, even in front of Mbappé. I don't know if you expected that, let me know in the comments, but I think Ødegaard's value is right, in my opinion. Ødegaard is so good for us, it's crazy. And I think by far the best attacking midfielder in the league. Of course, you have De Bruyne, but I can't really compare both of them because they have different play styles. It's like comparing Messi to Ronaldo, it's completely different. And let's say that Ødegaard and De Bruyne are Messi and Ronaldo, I'm just comparing the two. So our most valuable player is Ødegaard with 121 million. See, this is where I'm already thinking. 121 million, right? You have Enzo Fernandez, Caicedo, both going for 100 million. 100 million, yeah, 100 million. They have Declan going for 115, I think it was, 105. And Ødegaard, yeah, he's not even old. He's one of the best attacking midfielders in the Premier League, best team in the world. So I wouldn't see him going for 121 million, to be completely honest. I would earlier say 150, 160. Prices are over the moon in this window. So why would you sell a Caicedo and a Lavia also for 70 million, and Mudryk for 100 million, and a Enzo Fernandez for 100 million as well, and then Ødegaard sell for 121? That just doesn't make sense in my opinion. So I would just say 160, maybe 150, 160, 170, around that even. I don't even think 200 million is too bad right now in this market, to be fair. But let me know in the comments what you think about that. Then our next most valuable player is of course Saka. Yeah, Saka, Starboy Saka. Saka, honestly, same thing. Mudryk was 100 million. Saka is valued at 131 million. No, I don't think that. I don't think it's worth. I think Saka is like 200 million in my opinion. And that might sound like a lot, but Mbappé has around 180 million, right? They have English tax coming with it. You have the Premier League coming with it. You have young, he is really young still as well. A prolific talent as well. One of the best English players, one of the best players in the Premier League. So I don't see Saka going for 131 million. I would really say 180 or 200. Wouldn't want to sell him anyway, because what's the point of selling a player for like 200 million? Well, there are no other players on the market who can give you the same thing for maybe less money or maybe a bit more money. There's no point in selling Saka in my opinion. And I think Saka could become be a real good player at the Arsenal. He is already, of course, but he could become really good. Then we have Declan next on the market, which is valued at 96 million. Actually, it's 96.6 million, but that's what I'm saying. We bought Declan even more valuable than that. And if I have to say the way Declan Rice already performed for us, I think his value only gone up. Now he's already also been playing in the Champions League, which he's done quite well in as well, of course. We're now in the quarterfinals, so I wouldn't let Declan Rice go for anything less than 200 million. I think Declan Rice is one of the best midfielders in the league right now at this moment. Not even in the league, but in the world right now. I think he's one of the top 3 midfielders in the world right now. So why would you let a top midfielder in the world go for less than two midfielders Chelsea have bought, and Lavia even is 70 million. And no disrespect to any of those players at all, but if you think about Declan Rice or the two midfielders of Chelsea, I think Declan Rice is worth double of that. So I would say 200 million, right? Fair? That's fair, I think. Then we have Gabriel Jesus. First person I quite agree with, 90 million, valuable. I think Jesus is not worth 90 million. It is worth 90 million. You could extend it to 120 around that, but I think the price is quite valuable, to be fair. Then we have a player I don't agree with at all, Martinelli, valued at 89.4 million. 89.4. Modric went for 100. Modric went for 100 million, and other players are going for 100 million as well. 89.4 was absolute disgrace for Martinelli. I think easily one of the best wingers in the league, if not the best, next to Salah and Saka, of course. But 89 million is an absolute disgrace, especially in today's market. I could easily see Gabriel Martinelli going for 150 million, in my opinion, and 130. Let me know in the comments. Then we have Havertz for 72. Yeah, agree with it. I mean, we bought Havertz for what was it, 65, right? So you could say 80, 85, but at the same time, like, that's only because the market is going up right now. I don't think Havertz's estimated value has changed quite a lot since joining Arsenal. But yeah, these are my opinions. So I could say 80, but I quite agree with the price given already. Then we have a defensive duo, which I don't agree with at all. Perhaps the best defensive duo in the world, certainly in the league for me. In the Premier League, that is, of course. But Gabriel and Saliba. Saliba has an estimated value of 77.5 million. That's easily, for me, around the 130s, in my opinion. You can't... he's the best defender in the world for me, in my opinion. Yeah, better than Van Dijk, better than any defender you can name. Ruben Diaz, perhaps, sure, but those guys have a lot more experience. But I'm saying Saliba right now, for his age, is the best defender in the world for me right now. And Gabriel as well, perhaps even performing the same way as Saliba, maybe even better this season, but I don't want to compare our players, because what's the point really, is it? But Gabriel is valued at 53 million, which is an absolute disgrace in my opinion. Gabriel is easily 90 million, 100 million for me. Not 53. 53 is half of it. 53 is crazy. Imagine buying a player like Gabriel for 50 million. That's just crazy, in my opinion. Zinchenko, 47. Yeah, sure, why not? Agree. Can't really say a lot about that. White, who's just extended his contract, 42.8 million. Wouldn't say that. Would say 70. 70 more, 70. I think 70 or 80, perhaps. 65 is a fair amount. Ketia, 38. Fast, I think. Okay, yeah, hasn't played for us quite a lot. We can't really ask anymore. I would say 35 or 38 maybe. Timber, 35.8. I would easily give Timber a valuated estimate of like 80 million, 90 million. Has played one game, of course, for us, but there's, of course, a talent, really young still, and a high ceiling. So I would say 80 million for Timber. Trossard, 32.8. Yeah, I agree on that. I mean, he is not really young anymore, not old either, but 32.8 is fair in my opinion. Fiara, 30, agree with as well. Tomiyasu, 20.7. This is way too low, of course. I would give Tomiyasu a price estimated value of 60, I reckon. Let me know if you agree with that. Then we have Partey, 25.5. I don't really know what to say about Partey since we don't even see him play that much. He is often injured, so 25.5. Can't really ask more for it if he's already always injured, you know. Maybe we could go around 40 since he's a really good player if he's not injured, but then again, I can't really judge that since he's always injured. No offense to Partey, of course. It's not that it's his fault, probably, but he's just always injured. Then we have Ramsdale, 22.2 million. See, this is a difficult thing for me since I would say, or not a difficult thing for me, but difficult thing to estimate the value. Ramsdale, possibly one of the best youngest keepers in the world. I don't know if you agree with me on that, but the price for Ramsdale, I gave like 65 million. I think in the market we have nowadays, I think 65 million would be fair for Ramsdale instead of 22.2 million. Raya, 21.5. I would give Raya even more than Ramsdale, to be fair. But Raya and Ramsdale, I don't say any of those are better keepers. But I think Ramsdale and Raya both have different qualities, so I would give Raya higher than Ramsdale because I see Raya personally as a favorable option over Ramsdale. And we go to Smith Rowe, 70.6 million. I can't really judge on Smith Rowe since I don't see him play often, but since he's a young talent from Hillland, I would say 35. 35 is fair in my opinion. Jorginho, 11. Yeah, 11 fair. Kibio is 7. Kibio I would give 35. Kiwior has been playing really well for us, and I think young defender on this market should go for 35 at least, 40 million maybe perhaps. But yeah, those are the estimated value of our squad, and that are all players I can name. I can of course name our loans, but there's not really a point in it naming players like Marquinhos or whatever. But those are our estimated value, which of course I will count now and see what we actually come up with. So my estimated value I came up with is around 1.6 billion, which is 500 million higher than the estimated value they're giving us. But I think it's quite fair if you have a Saka who is set to be 131 million, but actually could go for 180, that's already 50 million. Odegaard, same thing, 50 million. Declan, 50 million, so that's already 150 million extra on 3 players, while you can continue to count. Martinelli, 89, will easily go for 130 million, right? So it's already 50 million extra. Then you have Saliba, who is 77, who could easily go for 90 or 100. That's 30 million extra. Gabriel could also go for 90 or 100. That's also 50 million extra. White, 20 million more. Timber, 50 million more. Tomiyasu, 30 million more. Ramsdale, 20. Raya, 20 more. ESR, 20 more. And Moustache Moretti, of course. And then you are easily on like 1.6 billion. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are on our squad and estimated value. Just thought it was a quick little fun video to do since we have no games. Of course, England playing soon. We'll do a series on that actually on this channel. Will be the first series on this channel, I think. But yeah, thank you for watching this video. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are and your opinions are on the different prices. Do you think it's too high? Do you think it's too low? Do you agree with me on some prices, or do you disagree with me on some prices? Let me know in the comments. And what do you think the prices are of our squad in total? Let me know in the comments. Subscribe if you haven't yet. And anyway, I appreciate you watching this video, and